Stemming from a separate homicide led to the discovery of human remains here in South Crest. We have an update on where the investigation now stands.
The driver accused in a hit-and-run crash that killed an 11-year-old Escondido boy appeared in court today. Why the federal government is now weighing in on this case.
A man accused of setting his ex-girlfriend on fire inside a 7-Eleven is back in court. What we learned during his preliminary hearing today.
Spreading holiday cheer, a shopping spree from the Padres to Horton Elementary 4th and 5th grade students. We'll take you inside to show you what gifts they picked out.
Just how do you do it? How do you decorate an entire resort and have it light up like a Christmas tree?
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now. We're learning new information tonight about the man accused of a hit and run that killed an 11-year-old Escondido boy. Homeland Security says that man is in the country illegally and is now calling on Governor Newsom to act. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Steve Price. In tonight for Carlo Chiquetto, 44-year-old Hector Balderas Amador made his first court appearance today. CBS 8's Shannon Handy was there and shares what happened.
Hector Balderas Amador pleaded not guilty to 1 count of felony hit and run causing death. According to Homeland Security, he was removed from the United States 4 times prior to this crash. They're now calling on Governor Newsom to transfer him into ICE custody.
For the first time since his arrest, Hector Balderas Amador appeared in a Vista courtroom today.
He pleads not guilty, denies all allegations.
During the 5-minute arraignment, he showed no emotion and only communicated with his interpreter. The judge ordered us not to show his face. Prosecutors allege the 44-year-old is responsible for 11-year-old Aiden Antonio Torres de Paz's death. Aiden was playing soccer outside his Escondido home around 5 p.m. last Wednesday when the ball rolled into the street. He ran after it. That's when police say Balderas Amador hit him and left the scene.
The defendant did not stop. He did not render aid. He did not call 911.
In court, Deputy District Attorney Nicole Gerard revealed Balderas Amador turned himself in 3 days later. Despite that, she asked bail be raised from $100,000 to $300,000, fearing he could take off again.
The people believe that defendant is a flight risk. He fled from the scene in the instant case. He is transient and he was born in Mexico. Additionally, the maximum penalty in this case is great. It is 4 years state prison.
The judge approved the request. Balderas Amador's immigration status has been called into question. According to a statement from Homeland Security, he was previously removed 4 times, adding ICE has issued an arrest detainer, but because California is a sanctuary state, the sheriff's office won't release him into their custody. Homeland Security writes, Governor Newsom, we are calling on you to do the right thing and honor ICE's arrest detainer.
Are you able to comment on his immigration status?
No, I'm not.
Gerard could not address Balderas Amador's immigration status. She did say he has no criminal history. Meanwhile, the governor's office told CBS 8 this driver needs to be held responsible for the tragic hit and run. Nothing prohibits the federal government from doing its job in this case. The federal government admits a failure to apprehend the suspect when he unlawfully entered the U.S. As for Aiden's loved ones, they were at today's hearing but left without making any comments. Last week, his aunt told me they appreciate the community's support as they try to navigate Aiden's death, which has left him shattered.
He was a happy kid. He had a big personality.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Thanks, Shannon. We are learning new information tonight about human remains found on a property in South Crest. Late today, investigators named a person of interest. CBS 8 has learned that person of interest previously lived on the property.
And he is already behind bars facing separate murder charges. Our Jenny Day joins us now live from the neighborhood at Newton Avenue and 35th Street with what we know tonight. Jenny.
Yeah, the main question is just how many bodies are buried here. Right now, we know of at least one. Crime scene tape is keeping us back, but the house in question is at the end of this cul-de-sac. It's right near the 15 freeway and then an alleyway. It's really dark at this hour, but you can maybe see tents and tarps, and there are multiple law enforcement agencies still out here at this hour. Earlier, CBS 8 cameras captured a lot of activity, specifically in the backyard, as well as the crawl space underneath the house. We have learned the house was sold in 2023, and as far as we know, the new owners had no idea about any of this and were offered a hotel room to stay in. As for the previous residents, one of them was just named a person of interest by the district attorney's office. 74-year-old Dwight Roan is currently in jail. He was arrested this past February, 14 months after a separate homicide that happened in 2023. Court records state Roan shot a man and burned his body after the man allegedly stabbed his dog following a dog fight. The man killed was identified as Bernardo Moreno. So again, now the question is, whose remains do these belong to, and how did she or he die? Right now, Roan is not connected to the body found at his old house, but again, detectives do want to talk to him, and they tell us the tip that led to these human remains did stem from that 2023 homicide. Roan has a long criminal record, at least 16 counts that date back to the 1970s. I was able to track down and talk to two of Dwight Roan's family members. I asked about his personality.
You think he even knew what a personality was, DeVille? Yeah.
No, I was saying she probably can figure it out. You say you seen his rap sheet, right?
Okay. You seen his rap sheet?
Yeah.
That's his personality.
I can tell you how his personality is. If you accuse of murder and burn somebody, you probably get an idea of what's his personality, and that's on his rap sheet plus that.
Yeah, and even with that record, they really just seemed horrified by these allegations. Investigators tell us that they will be out here at this home for another few days at the very least, all to determine if these two cases are connected. Neighbors, you can imagine, are all on edge, wanting more information. You will hear from them tonight at 7. So until then, certainly if you have any information, San Diego Police Homicide Unit does want to hear from you. We were expecting another press release or press conference or release or more information earlier today, but they have postponed it until tomorrow because, as you can see, it still remains incredibly active out here, going on 2+ days. Reporting live from Southcrest, Jenny Day, CBS 8.
Thank you, Jenny, and stay with CBS 8 for any developments on the story. We will post any updates we get on CBS8.com. You can also follow us on social media or download our free CBS 8 app.
Now to a major development tonight on a story we've been following for you for months. Deputies have arrested the owner of Angel Paws Pet Cremation in San Marcos. Christopher Settle was taken into custody yesterday outside his home, accused of grand theft. This comes after the business shuttered without warning in September, with dozens of animals' remains still inside. Customers say Settle took their pets and their money, but never performed the service, and in some cases gave owners remains even though their actual pet had never been cremated. A man accused of setting his ex-girlfriend on fire inside a Chula Vista 7-Eleven in 2024 was back in court today for a preliminary hearing.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal was in the courtroom for today's hearing, where prosecutors played surveillance video of the attack.
That's right. Surveillance video from inside that 7-Eleven was played in court today. They did not show the most graphic moments, but they did show the moment that the flames erupted. Now, I also want to mention that the hearing just wrapped up a short time ago. The judge did order this case to go to trial. But first, you're going to hear from a Chula Vista detective who helped gather some of this surveillance video.
At any point, are you able to see another person in that shop?
Yes.
Who can you see?
Amanda Buchanan.
And what do you see?
She's on fire.
How long approximately can you see Amanda Buchanan on fire?
It's about 2 minutes.
And as you heard him say, the video is graphic. Now, the portion they did show in court, you can see the victim, 44-year-old Amanda Buchanan. She's inside the 7-Eleven. She heads toward the bathroom. Prosecutors say moments later, her ex-boyfriend, the defendant, 49-year-old Jose Villanueva, follows her, and then you see flames erupt. Now, we aren't allowed to show you Villanueva in court today, but we do have some video of him from his arraignment. Now, there was another employee in the bathroom named Topeka who described to investigators this horrifying scene.
There was a struggle there was a struggle by the door with the defendant, Amanda and Topeka, seeing it. Amanda fell onto the ground, and Topeka recalled that Amanda asked for Topeka to call the police. As she began to do that, Topeka said that Carlos lit the fire.
And he says she described it like there were flames everywhere. She kept trying to open the bathroom door, but she says it was wet with gasoline. So she was trying to help Amanda get up, but couldn't because she was also on fire. Now, Topeka suffered burns to about 30% of her body. She survived, though she went through multiple surgeries. As for Amanda, we learned today that she suffered burns on 85% of her body, that paramedics had a tough time finding a place to put in an IV. She was taken to the hospital, but she was taken off life support less than a week later. Kelly Hussettle, CBS 8.
Thank you, Kelly. We are learning tonight the city of San Diego, the Rock Church, and a local charter school could have to pay as much as $21.5 million for failing to report child abuse that led to the death of an 11-year-old girl. Prosecutors say Arabella McCormack died from severe malnutrition in August of 2022. Her adoptive parents, a Border Patrol agent, and a Rock Church elder are accused of starving her and her sisters as punishment. The settlements would resolve a lawsuit from Arabella's biological mother and younger sisters. Under the deal, the city would pay $10 million, Pacific Coast Academy $8.5 million, and the Rock Church $3 million. The county, whose social workers visited the home, has also reached an agreement. That amount has not yet been released. We have more about the settlements posted on CBS8.com.
All right, if you're planning a camping trip at a county park, you might want to pack a little extra cash with you.
That is because park fees are increasing in the new year. It marks the second time within a year that county leaders are raising fees, and it applies to everything. Campsite hookups, which currently cost $40, will soon cost $42. Fishing permits are increasing from $7 to $8, and boat launches that cost $10 will soon cost $12. The county describes the increases as modest and necessary to cover rising costs while keeping parks affordable. All price changes can be found online. The county says if you want to avoid the higher rates in the immediate future, book and pay right now before the new year to lock in those current rates.
Save a couple of bucks by acting now.
Right? Yeah, get on it.
All right, the San Diego Padres score a home run with dozens of local students.
We'll have that story still ahead, plus the new concerns California health officials are raising about a resurgence of bird flu as we head into the winter months.
And a Christmas tree adds festive flair to your home, but can it also be a health hazard? We are working for you, sharing the best ways to keep you safe.
And the Santa Ana winds return to Southern California. Your weather forecast is next.